Hey guys, how are we? Alright, personal brand. So as long as you got a hat like this, you're gonna be sweet. Okay, that is a joke. So anyway, just sit down here by the water and just talk about personal brand, the videos you're doing, the backgrounds, maybe the clothes you're wearing, the hats you're wearing, things like this. People do look at things, physically. They're looking at, what they see with their eyes first. So if you're building a personal brand, maybe it's good getting around some awesome associations of something that's cleanliness, you know, buildings like this. Depends on what you're selling, really. Although it's just good to show that you're in a good environment, and then to build on it every day and get around awesome people. Get around people that are peers, that have high standards with family, health, wealth, love, happiness, spiritual truth. I suppose everybody's idea of integrity and what they consider to be just or merciful or grace is different. Although, anyway, let's talk about your brand and why this matters. So, first of all, if you're building a business, you're building a brand, you're building something to sell, right? Obviously, it'd be great. It'd be awesome. It'd be magnificent. It'd be so awesome if we all just had resources where we could reach our highest potential in every moment and truly be who we'd like to be. I think that would probably be one of the best options, really, is to be able to have every resource necessary to advance and increase being our ideal self, having our ideal family at every moment. So my brand is definitely about family. I really love family. I really love the idea of procreation, family, love, peace, kindness, exercising, working out. I just started training again today. So you got to, what you measure, that's what we've got to look at, is what we measure. What gets measured, we can progress with. So let's look at how we can do this. When you go to the gym, what we do is we would say, right, we're going to do a bench press, a certain amount of weights, certain amount of reps, a certain amount of time on the resistance down, and a certain speed on the way up. Maybe it's as quick as you can. You might film it, and then you get a measurement of each movement. So push forward, the resistance back, the weight across the bar, the time that it takes, the resistance, the time under tension, and then the push on the way forward. So we've got all those measurements, right? We've got some sort of measurement guide, got a guide to measure against. Now, for example, in your heydays or in your days that you've succeeded more than others, you might have a higher level, higher threshold, a higher standard to sort of measure against. So this kind of standard, and especially with your peers, your peers, you'd be like, okay, so how have my peers helped me with my family? Has my family grown? Has it become healthy? Has it become happier? What's the quality of relationships like? What's the quality of results like in my freedom, in my well-being, in my happiness, in my peace, in my health around certain crowds? Maybe you got to have look at how it's affecting you and say, right, well, let's look at how we can affect each other in better ways, because not everybody has the same requirements of what they need to prosper. Two trees in the same orchard, they will either cross-pollinate each other really, really well, or maybe not so much. They might be better off further apart or closer together, and a better combination. If you're looking from above and seeing the orchard, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, this is not a horticulture talk, but if you're a gardener, if you know a little bit about this sort of stuff, if you're like, oh wow, I've got an idea of this, you'd be like, well, certain trees in certain areas, would actually be good for each other. So let's talk about your brand and why this is important. So some people, if you're selling books, you might have books in the background like this. Hey guys, how's it going? You're talking, you got books in the background. If you're selling food, you might actually put the actual real thing in there. So you've got your food sitting in the background like this. People can see the food. So it's about getting an idea of, what are you selling? What's your brand? What's your standards? Is it about family? Is it about, and also if you're doing real estate, maybe you want to be around areas that are amazing like this, you know, getting around riches, getting around things that create a desire to be wealthy, just make it, normalizing it, because this sort of standard, it's pretty normal, it's pretty basic, you know. Although to some people they might think, oh, that's not basic at all, it's actually amazing. So this is to me is very basic. Do you know what I mean? So it's like raising the standards, because as you raise your standards in your brand, you allow for other people to come to you and, you know, see, you know, what sort of value they can get from you. So it's really, you know, what sort of value are you offering? So this talk really today is about you getting more customers through your branding and your message, and just to link up, you know, what the background of your message is, so like the background to what you're selling as well, you know, and then how is that going to then funnel into clients. So like, you know, have it online, so when someone clicks online, that's funneling into real clients, real customers, and you're actually able to feed your family, look after your family more, because you're actually building a brand and building a purpose that aligns with your values, it aligns with your family, it aligns with your family lifestyle. So it's aligning with your purpose, your health, wealth, love and happiness, you know. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and really the action thing, the step to do at the moment is to write down 3 things that you'd like your brand, that you really love to do, although would be most prosperous for your brand, and that you can sell and talk about because you know a lot about. So if you were told to come up on a world stage and talk about 20 things, people were saying 20 different subjects, and you were one of them, what would be your subject? What would be the one thing? And you know, you might not be the number one yet, although you could be like, I'm going to document my progress. I'm going to document my progress because that will make me better, that will make me greater. So this is a bit of a documentation on, you know, getting the right buildings in the background, and you know, getting used to the lifestyle that you'd like to be around continually, like just normally, you know, like normalizing a higher quality of life, higher standard, continually making it better and making it normal, and then doing what it takes to live that lifestyle on a consistent basis where, you know, your family's happy, you're happy, your friends are happy, you know, you've got people that you can trust in your environment, you know, people that are dealing with you and talking with you with respect, with kindness, with dignity, and they're treating you with respect, as well as dealing with you ethically. You know, so you can deal with others ethically. That's a big thing. People want to trust people. It's a big thing, you know. There's sometimes you know, some people are like, oh, this guy's in front of a plane, or you know, he's not like me. So people really like people who a lot of the time who they'd like to become like, you know, or who they're like. So you know, pick a niche where you're going to be doing something that you actually like every day, because if you're just doing stuff that you do not like every day, it's going to be sad. It's going to be a sad existence. You know, so you got to build it like a brand, something that you like doing and you like being around. You know, if you like being around real estate like this on a daily basis and having it in your videos, and that's awesome. You know, it's a rad thing. So that's video 1. You know, so just decide on 3 things and think about it. What have you bought? What have you bought? What have people with money bought? You know, what are people buying? What, you know, everybody needs a house, right? Everybody needs food. Everyone's got to have food and a house. So maybe if you're building a brand, it's building it around something that you know that you've bought, that you're really happy with, that by you either producing the product or becoming an affiliate, which means you're affiliating with another company or business and you're selling their product, or you might white label the products. You might get a white label, which means you're buying their product from a wholesaler and then you're putting your own brand on it, which might be the next step later down the track. Well, you just got to ask yourself, you know, how much money do you have now? But or, you know, how much money you're willing to invest. Although the first thing you really should be doing is you know, making a decision on, do you want to build a brand? If you're not the best and, you know, well known yet, sort of thing, at what you do, and you might just think you're not. So that's another thing. Although it's really about, you know, making a decision on what you would like to do consistently, because it's going to become a lifestyle. It's like, well, what can I do that will actually be enjoyable for me? That I can have a family, that I can build up that lifestyle, that I can actually enjoy the process and document it. So as I get better and better and better and become the best at what I do, that it's actually worth my time, like worthwhile. If that makes sense, like brings for more life instead of less. So it's about more life instead of less. So 3 things. So the to-do thing now is write down 3 things that you can do that you would actually like to do, that are actually worthwhile, that are actually going to bring more life, more happiness, better lifestyle for yourself, better relationships with maybe your family and others. Although you might not want to take advice from other people in your family, that's okay when it comes to business, because if they have not met those, if they have not achieved those goals, then you can't ask them about it. But we've got to have some measurable things that we can do. So one is what's going to be in your background. So just think of, you're selling books, or you want people to see that you're helping them with education. Might be books in the background. Maybe it's real estate, you have real estate in the background. If you're doing something to do with fitness, maybe it's a gym in the background, like you're in the gym, you're working there, so people see that in the video and they're starting to see, oh, okay, I get it. When I see you, I think of something good. Like when I see you, I think of something good. It's having that association with something good, something lovely, something wonderful, right? And so people will get into a sales state where they've bought something before, and I really hate this. I actually do. The cycle of getting people getting them excited, or getting them excited on, hey, check out this, and then there's 3 steps. Russell Brunson talks about it, but there's 3 steps about this. There's 3 steps. There's 3 steps to it, and one of the steps is actually to get the attention, and then there's another step. But then this guy was actually mentioning that then you get them to have the feeling of fear. It's like, come on, man, that's like, I hate that. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a SHIT standard of making somebody's brain have to process that. Do you know what I mean? Like to feel, oh, I'm excited about this product and this one here, and then you're going to get them into. I hate that idea. I think it's really disgusting. However, like at the end of the day, the question is this meant to be a wonderful experience? Like, if it's meant to be a wonderful experience and something great and joyful, ideally we'd like our brains to be tranquil, happy, healthy. So there might be another way. Maybe there is another way. Although ideally we've got to get the results we're after, and we can use psychology in a way to do that. And hopefully you can put a post down here if you've ever been successful in sales, because I have, and I sold over 7 million, or it was about 7.5 million. So what would be the equivalent of that in gold? 77 kilos of gold of products in 6 months. So put a little comment down below if you've got a better idea of how to get people's attention and then have them opt in for things, because this is really about being, and especially being able to sell one to many. So with your personal brand, we're writing down 3 things. So one, it might be what's in the background, what's going to be in some of the background of your videos, or what do you like? What do you like? It doesn't have to be the same every time, but just what do you like to do? What do you like to be around of a daytime? Like, do you like luxury? Do you like dressing well? Do you like smelling good? Do you like eating well? I like all these things, right? We all do. You like being around pretty women? What do you like? You like attractive men? And then, what have you bought in the past that other people have got to have? Whether it be, maybe it's apartments, whether it's investing, whether it's investment homes, whether it's investment properties, whatever. It's got to be something, right? I mean, ideally, this life would be. I keep speaking in the ideal. It's like, come on, this should be such a where ideally everybody has every necessity to be their absolute best. So write down 3 things where, one, you like the lifestyle. So maybe it's helping your lifestyle and it's getting you closer, every day closer to living the lifestyle you'd like to live. So that should really be, I think that should be part of your brand. It's authentic and it's you. It's like, what would I actually like to do each day that I can talk about that's really great? The second one is, what have I bought, or what have you bought that where somebody's like, oh, okay, you know, I also buy these things too. So you like the customer, you like that kind of people, and you really enjoy, and it's good for your health to talk about these things on a daily basis. That's two things. So something that you pick the right customers that you like to serve. Maybe they're business people. Maybe they like something that you like. You can change the product as well. Although maybe you're doing some sort of coaching, business coaching, strategy coaching, helping people get more client customers. That's always a good one, right? For business owners, that one's never going to really go out of fashion for business owners. Although if we're creating something wonderful, in an ideal world, everybody would have the right resources to flourish fully, and the right support. So what's the next? The third one is what sort of people can you model the success of? So the first one is, what's in the videos, what do you really like to be more around every day and to be doing that's actually good for your health and good for your family, good for your lifestyle. The second one is, the more you get to it, the better it gets. And, you bought it before and you like the customers. And the third one is, who is the people that you can model, that you can start documenting, instead of thinking, oh, I've got to be like them in every way. Just like look at some of the formulas, because when you bake a cake, there's eggs, there's water. What is it? Eggs and water. Eggs, flour, butter. Maybe you got some chocolate icing there, or chocolate, whatever it is. You got something healthy on it, whatever. Protein powder. So you got something there that's actually going to make for a better formula. So got to have a great formula, and think about how you'd like to be treated as well. I think that's really important, and also be wise about what information you give about yourself. So because you'd like to be treated well, with dignity, and have a little bit of privacy for your own life. I think that's fair. It's fair. It's your own soul, it's your own being. So so anyway, that's enough about that. We'll see you on the next video.